Hello and welcome to HBM's Cryptid-Corner for Wednesday, January 8th, 2020. We have several things to talk about, so let's get started. Our first story involves a new video which came out of Banff in, in Canada. Watch. New Bigfoot video is a hoax, says investigator. This is near the Banff National Forest. This is the video in question. This is the video that says it's a hoax. You guys can take a look at them for yourself. But it's good to see that Bigfooters are stepping up and actually reporting on this stuff and doing the due diligence and actually investigating rather than making assumptions and saying, oh yeah, this is actually a Bigfoot. You can't do that. You have to do the legwork, look into it, make sure you're not being played or fooled. Glad to see this happening. Hope it happens more often. Family claims white Bigfoot in Missouri. Missouri minister says she and her family believe there is an unidentified two-legged creature roaming their property. The woman who provided a specific location but asked to remain anonymous says the recurring incidents have been happening for the last 5 years. She says her son came across a 7-foot-tall, white, and hairy hominid. Now, I can guarantee that a white Sasquatch is going to stand out, as opposed to something that's dark-colored, brown, red, black, whatever color you want to throw out there. White Sasquatch, while they may not be as common in color as other Sasquatch, they're still seen. More prominently in the state of Ohio and in Pennsylvania. Of course, you guys know that the Sasquatch that I saw was white, or a light color creature. John Green in his files wrote that he only had about 10% of reports that described white Sasquatch. So it's not very common, but it does occur. From New York State, there is apparently a strange creature being spotted. 21-year-old lady in New York says she saw a creature she couldn't immediately identify. The woman, who provided a full name and contact information but requested to remain anonymous, told Cryptozoology News she and her mother were driving a state highway along a wooded area when the sighting took place in May 2017. It was around 9:30 a.m. I got my driver's license that day. My mother and I came along a straightway while driving, and in the middle of the road there was a really strange animal, the eyewitness reports. It wasn't afraid of the car at all. It started walking towards the trees on the other side of the road. When it got to the edge, it ran up into the trees on this extremely steep hill. We drove by the spot. There was no sign of it. Described as a light gray, four-legged creature taller than a deer. Legs were long and spindly. Its back legs had an exaggerated bow to them. Like a greyhound dog, its stomach and chest curved out and in. Neck was thick and almost the same thickness as the head. Ears were smaller, not there at all. Very short snout, not like a pug, and shorter than a lab. Moved gracefully, like it wouldn't make a sound, but moved quickly. Wasn't afraid of the car, was not a dog or a deer. Chupacabra? Who knows? Wendigo? Perhaps. Very unusual. Now here's a recent sighting from last October. Connecticut veteran says he saw an unidentified biped. Marine says he saw Bigfoot in Connecticut. The eyewitness, whose name and location were provided but were kept anonymous, claims he was walking in the woods with his son when the sighting took place in October 2019. It was around 11:30 a.m., very bright and sunny, and I was walking with my adult son. There was a wall about 2 feet tall. Suddenly, he reports a black figure showed up behind the wall. Black animal was about 5 foot tall. At first, I thought it was a bear. Alleged animal was walking on 2 legs. After 5 seconds, it walked into the woods. I didn't see its face, but it had a cone-shaped head, no neck, slim body with very black hair, and long swinging arms with short legs, he recalls. He claims the creature did not run, but that it moved very fast. Now, Connecticut may not be known for its Sasquatch reports. May not be as well known. But I suppose they do occur. A good friend of mine, Bill Green, lives in Connecticut. He claims he saw a Sasquatch in 2005 walking on a railroad track near his hometown. So, are there Bigfoot in Connecticut? That's a possibility. Are there areas in Connecticut that are well wooded and well wooded enough to harbor such a population? That's a possibility. Thankfully, there are investigators looking into this stuff up there. So, be interesting to see what happens. Now, last week I reported that the MNBRT, the Minnesota Bigfoot Research Team, was putting on a conference in May 22nd through the 24th. And in error, I reported that it was going to be held in Reamer, Minnesota. Well, no, that's not the case at all. It's going to be held at the Timber Hotel and Lodge in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. Of course, I also reported that, yes, Bob Gimlin is going to be there. He is the first scheduled guest/speaker to be chosen to be at the event. So, they'll be in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. And go to mnbrt.com for further details on this event. Should be pretty exciting, and I'm pretty proud of my good brother Abe Del Rio. 20 years this year that MNBRT has been around, the Minnesota Bigfoot Research Team. And they're celebrating their birthday. And I say kudos and excelsior. Over on Expedition Bigfoot, looks like they may have gotten something on thermal. For those of you who watched the episode this past week, you saw that it appeared that there may have been something caught on thermal, something upright. Now, hopefully, they're smart enough to do comparisons on the spot, to make comparisons between a human and whatever they got on thermal. So they can so they can rule out a wayward crew member or cast member, or somebody pulling a prank on them. That would be the smart thing to do. Hopefully they don't just jump into the fray of, oh, it's a Bigfoot. It is a Bigfoot. You have to be objective. You have to be scientific. Hopefully that's what they are going to do on next week's show, or this upcoming Sunday's show. We'll see. We'll see if they do just that. But, even if they don't, I was reminded by a good friend of mine yesterday that it's just entertainment. It's entertainment, nothing more. It's just a TV show. Don't hang all your hopes on a TV show when it comes to Bigfoot. That was something Cliff Barrickman said. Cliff Barrickman, one of the stars of Finding Bigfoot, said, "Don't hang all your hopes on a TV show about Bigfoot." And he's got a point. He's got a point. Because it's all entertainment. I mean, yes, they're doing great stuff on the show. It's great research and all that. But at the end of the day, it is entertainment. And yes, the technology they use is pretty cool. It's pretty cool that they're utilizing it. But again, at the end of the day, it's all entertainment. And that is going to wrap it up this week for HBM's Crypto Corner. We want to thank you very much for tuning in. Our second show back for 2020. Looking forward to doing many more this year. Hopefully this will be a great year for cryptozoology, as I mentioned last week. Oh, and I received a few items yesterday. I got Planet Bigfoot by Rosemary Ellen Guiley. I got The Historical Bigfoot by Chan Arment, second edition. A huge book, well over 1,000 pages. I got a magazine called Northwest, which has a pretty good article on Sasquatch and Sasquatch tourism. And I got the color edition of the December 2019 edition of the Bigfoot Times. And today I'm expecting Shannon LeGros's new Into the Fray Bigfoot book. And I've also pre-ordered the Legend of Boggy Creek Blu-ray DVD combo pack, which you can do by going to legendofboggycreek.com. I think it's $29.99 or $29.95 plus shipping and handling. It all works out to $36.75, which I think is a good price to pay. Now, the reason I say that's a good price to pay is because this is the fully restored edition. If you guys go back in my archives, you can see that I was talking about some of the restoration work that was being done on the movie. And that's thanks to Charles B. Pierce's daughter, Pamela Pierce Barcelow. And she has kept us updated on her progress on the official Legend of Boggy Creek Facebook page. Now, in case you're a bit reticent to order this particular rendering of the movie, because you think, oh, it's going to be like all those other crappy copies, au contraire. Au contraire, this one is rendered in 4K. This is the highest resolution you can get on a nearly 50-year-old movie. The trailer on the website. The trailer is on the website. It's been fully restored. It looks tremendous. And, oh wow. They did a great job re-rendering it and restoring it. No, this is the definitive copy of the movie that you want for your home library. An individual commented on the Facebook page, and they were a bit reticent to want to order this particular version of the movie because they thought this was going to be just like all the other copies. It was going to be crappy, it was going to be low resolution, it was going to be bad audio, all that. Well, Pamela reassured him, no. This is going to be the best copy you can get of this movie. It's going to be high definition, 4K, high quality. Pamela went all out. to make sure that this is the definitive edition of her father's movie. Plus, there's going to be bonus features on the Blu-ray, behind the scenes, rare behind the scenes shots, alternate takes, interviews with surviving cast members, and so much more. So this is going to be pretty exciting. It's going to be great. Now, they need to get on the ball. Other companies need to get on the ball and restore some of those other classic Bigfoot documentaries and movies from the 70s. Mysterious Monsters comes to mind. Robert W. Morgan's In Search of Bigfoot. Some of the other movies that were released in the 70s. Even the one called Bigfoot from 1970 with John Carradine. They've already released a restored edition of Sasquatch The Legend of Bigfoot. That's on Blu-ray. So I don't see why they shouldn't do it with all the others. Just an idea, just throwing it out there. Now, this is going to do it for this week. I know I filibustered, much like Abe Del Rio does sometimes. But hey, that's okay. Nothing wrong with it. Anyway, thanks guys, and y'all be good at it. This makes you Crypto Corner.